Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm like, and welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down under 90 degree or under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, I'm very fucking important. And not important to liberals, libertarians, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like gay, watch, people like DMT, people like who can't think outside the box. Okay? I usually make that shit very fucking clear in front of my fucking videos, man. I make it fucking very clear. And I don't want you coming around watching my booking videos. Cause you're too goddamn sensitive. Sensitive, you stick in the mud, you get hurt by every little word and shit, you know? You get stuck up on some shit like that because you don't have enough knowledge. You ain't evolved enough. But anyway, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. I'm a great friend to anyone who can contend with my mouth, okay? But of course, you'll notice that my quality is pretty high of a person who used to be ex-Gigolo or psychologist, therapist of sorts. Not institutionalized, though, but self-taught, okay? And I used to be a babysitter for countless women and stuff like that. And basically, I make women disappear. I'm kind of insane, too. But, of course, you don't want to get on my bad side. I'm a pretty magical person as well. But anyway, I digress here. I just want to mention one thing to y'all guys. Some guys be telling me, why don't you try Brazilian women? Why don't you try Philippine women? Why don't you try these type of women? The problem with these type of guys is that they have no experience with these guys. These guys don't have no experience with neither of the females that they say they're mentioned to me. Like, you should try Russian women. Okay, when I was, as I said before, when I was like 17, I started realizing I had certain special powers, okay? And then I didn't believe in my own abilities, okay? But I'm a good guy. I'm not interested in hurting humanity. But when I speak, I'm speaking facts. It's a hair speak. I have hair speak powers, okay? Not likely it works like I want an ice cream cone right now and it appears in my hand. No, it don't work that way. It only works like when I'm in suffering or when I'm in pain. Like kind of like the Avatar. You really can't kill the Avatar, okay? Because he'll just keep coming back, okay? If you suffer him, the world suffers. You see what I'm saying? That's my power, like Jesus' power. You want to say? Someone told me you should try Russian women. When I was younger, when I was like 17 years old, I was gonna commit suicide, right? And the next thing you know, some guy told me, get up off your feet because I know you in the library all the time. And you walk down the hall with two women at the same time because you're gift to gab, okay, you know how to talk. But you should understand women's nature. And I'm like, okay. Okay, so I just stopped crying. I got off my feet. I called him the devil. I called him the devil. Because the female I was talking to, she was basically a whore of Babylon. And she didn't give me no pussy. But she let me play with stuff. She let me play with her pussy and stuff like that with ice and vapor rub. She taught me some things. But then I realized, okay, I can do more than that. Okay, so I had to improvise to become a fetish gigolo, or okay, you know, like none of y'all guys could never heard it before. You know, I do fetish gigolo. That means you get paid for it. Strap-on services, entertainment purposes, confident purposes, therapeutic purposes, gynecologist purposes, personal experience purposes, stuff like that. I do a lot of research on that stuff. That's what I did when I was younger. Yes, I wear glasses to be more meticulous. But understand this, I started learning one thing, okay, that the more westernized a country is, the more likely you're not going to find, okay, pure females, that I try to seek those females out. That's all I've been trying to do when I was like 17 years old. I usually ask women if they were a virgin. You know, this is like early on, even the first or second date. Once she tells me that she's not a virgin, I kind of look at it like she's kind of garbage to me. It does, her quality goes down and dramatically. And 9 times out of 10, the more attractive she wears the clown face makeup, the more she goes down in the toilet. Because I try to tell women all the time, your natural beauty is more important than the makeup. The makeup is actually made up of baby parts, aborted fetuses. You gotta know that. You learn something new every time, okay? But if you wear makeup, that covers, it's a mask. It's not your real identity. And I knew this when I was a kid. And I always thought that wearing lipstick and all those fingernails and shit is a form of Lilith spirit. Okay? So, one day I got a hit, long story short, because my life is more interesting than most of you guys, okay? Long story short, I get a hit from a female from Ethiopia, and basically my story goes like this. She keeps in touch with me like 4 years, 4 to 5 years. Because I'm on fucking probation and I couldn't immediately see her. The government needs my assistance, so they pay me, for my services. And so I wanted to go out there, but the government's holding me back. Okay, they was like, wait. So she gives me everything I need over the 4 to 5 year span while I'm living in America. Yes, I live in America. In Pennsylvania. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. The real OGs are there, okay? The real pimps and hustlers are there. You know that, all right? That's the capital of the goddamn United States of America. You're going to say that. The biggest tourist areas in the world. Tourist area in the world. So I communicate with her and I go out there. I tell her all these things like, I'm magical, I'm this and that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I say, it's okay to be whatever fucking religion you want, but just be careful that if you read in your Bibles, make sure you follow that code, because you're going to suffer. Because let's say you're reading in your religion, right? I digress here a little bit. But you're reading in your religion and you don't follow the code, and I'm actually pointing to this is your instruction, what you're supposed to be doing. That could be a fuck up for you. So, as I said before, time and time again, people don't follow the religion. They're using it as like they're justified in their sins. I don't have any sins. So let's just throw that out the fucking water, okay? So I'm going to their country and shit, and turmoil was happening in their country. As soon as I arrive, as soon as I get in their country, President Melez, he dies. Because I said that, somebody fucked up with my fucking luggage. They took my TVs and shit, and I was so mad, and I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him at all. I didn't do that, okay? I just simply said, okay, whoever did this should die. Next thing you know, I hear all in the news, this person dies. I'm like, oh, he's in charge of the magistrate, because the airport and all that stuff. They confiscated my TVs, man. I need my TVs, man. I need my fucking TVs, man. So I'm like, they confiscated my TVs, and lucky for me, he was like an angel. My wife's brother, Abra, he was like, he blessed me and took my TVs out. See what I'm saying? It's like I had to go through some sort of trouble. And then the airport people didn't want me to record in there. Okay, this is in Ethiopia. I arrived in Ethiopia after 5 years. Next thing you know, I'm trying to record shit, and they say you can't don't use your camera in here. I'm like, okay, so I already know something's wrong right there for your airport, international airport. And then they tell me to take my TV, saying I'm here on business. Okay, no, I'm here as a tourist. I told them that. I was so mad, man, because I'm a gamer, man. I don't want to sit around doing nothing, just in case if I can't go outside and I can't find a basketball court. But I did eventually find entertainments outside. So I go to the country, and that's the first thing that happens in her country. An impact that was so great. And I said, I hope I didn't think I caused this, okay? So now I'm staying with her, okay, for like 2 years. I didn't leave that country for almost 2 years, man. So the government's paying me to be out there, okay, with my special abilities. And next thing you know, okay, guys don't want to do things, and then bad things happen to them. Lights is being built, okay, and chicken places being built. And I spoke these things, and they started being built. She saw these one thing at a time. And I warned my wife. I said that, well, since you're not perfect, you should give me your sister, okay? Because I'm an honest person, man. I got the video on that shit, man. You think I'm joking around, right? I got a video saying I wanted her sister. I said that 2 is mightier than 1. We can stay out here in Ethiopia, okay? That's your choice. But then I got the voice. The voice told me you got to marry her. She was a virgin. Long story short, I couldn't get that pussy for like 3 days. Because my dick ain't small, okay? And it ain't even medium. I'm a little bit past medium size, okay? Because I don't lie on my fucking dick, okay? So, next thing you know, I'm like, I couldn't get in for 3 days, and I thought I would get no pussy at all, because she was a virgin. So, next thing you know, her country's going, a warning is given to me. Like, even though all these magical things happen, the chicken was killed and shit like that. Her dad, like, killed the chicken. Because she lived with both of the parents. And he killed the chicken that was basically a sacred thing. But he probably didn't know. So the chicken was eat out of my hand, but it would not eat out of no one else's hand. I had a dream about the chicken before I arrived to her house. And I even gave her a picture before I even arrived in her country. Way ahead of time. So you got to pay attention to me. Okay? And then they didn't paying attention to the things I send them. Okay? Like you send a picture and that picture comes to life. Okay? Like shit like that. So I'm living in her house getting bit up by fucking bed bugs. Only me getting bit up by bed bugs, because my blood is pure, okay, right? Because I have O negative, okay, you want to say. The rare type of blood, not the popular type, okay? So I'm like, I had to get out of there because the chicken got killed, and also part of his house fell down because of this guy named Tesfaye who didn't finish building the ground and shit because he tried to rob me. Okay, so the house just fell down directly on him. This is over 10 minutes. And so I'm magical when it comes to shit like that. When I say something and you just didn't hear me, something terrible may happen to you. It's not hard. I usually tell people in advance. I'm not a bad person. Okay? I don't want to be isolated or some shit. I don't want to hurt the world. Okay? But other than that, so long story short, I realized that her whole country, I went to Hawassa. I went to Mojo. I went to Addis Ababa, which is the capital of Ethiopia. And I started realizing there's a pattern. Number one, most women in Ethiopia don't know English. They just don't. Most of them don't speak fluently or intermediately. And number two, most of these women have already slept with a male from European ancestries. They're not supposed to do that, but they don't understand their own tradition. Number three, their religions, unorthodox. Not orthodox. I don't give a fuck about those type of things, really. But I know they were corrupt. Okay. So, religious, they usually slept with lots of European men. These men are not very attractive, like myself, okay, you know. And of course, they've been corrupted. They don't know English that much. So I try to seek around, looking all across the area of 88 million people, right? So I'm like, I've already made my speculation and understanding and intuition about how the country is. Now, if you go, the more you go to the capital of any country, you will understand how the whole country works. Okay, remember, in the capital of Addis Ababa, none of the females were virgins. None of them. They didn't even wear the traditional wear of traditional Ethiopian wear. No, you got to leave. I lived in the Adama Nazareth area, and some of them actually were wearing the garb. The garb is colorful. You know, African tradition and peoples are more colorful. It's not white. It's not white. That's the Western style shit. That's the white side, the Caucasoid type shit. That's the brainwashed today. Okay, you know, black people are supposed to be colorful. Okay, while white people don't really have that much color. Don't get mad at me because I'm being honest, motherfucker. Damn. At least white people are slave thinkers. Goddamn, I give you that. Goddamn, shit. Some people get mad at me when the way I talk. When I say I'm fucking direct as fucking honest as fuck. Why would I hold my tongue when I'm alpha? But anyway, the bad thing is that if I would have traveled to Philippines, if I would have traveled to like Ethiopia, I told you like 80% of them to 70 to 80% of them are the same. If you bring them into the country, they will change. My wife changed, and I gave her the opportunity to change so I can show her my power and my magical ability. It doesn't matter what she does. If I die, I still have magical abilities. If she tries to put me in jail, I have magical abilities. There is no escape. Okay? The only way to escape is to go back to your country or to submit. It's not hard. Well, other than that, okay, Lilith don't really work on me because I love Lilith. But she has to understand that even King Solomon defeated Lilith in the Bible. As a matter of fact, it's not in the Bible. I think it was in the Book of Solomon, which is a missing apocryphal record book anyway. Because Solomon was the wisest man of all time, so you can't really defeat that. Okay, so everything is fiction to me. Okay, but I don't know how true the story is. Whatever. So Lilith was defeated by King Solomon. Okay, and he also tried to talk to. He controlled demons. You know that, right? But let me get on with the story here. If I would have traveled to Philippines, because somebody told me Philippine women are good, okay, I don't care what they say. They don't have enough experience like I do. You motherfucking guys out there don't have no experience like I do. It's me being an ex-gigolo, okay, fetish gigolo. You don't have no experience. I just hear your opinion. Your opinion matters. Yes, it does. So if you tell me, I'm gonna hey, see what happens. And then the bad thing is that if I go out there and I did a scrupulous scrub on the female that I was dealing with, and she lies, she's going to die, including her country. And that's the bad thing about my power. Okay, it's like I'll go to a country and then I'll do some screening. You have to do testing. I tested my wife before I even met her. I said I don't want my wife like listening to other people's words, but she passed those tests. She was wearing a mask. She knew for a fact. I told with people, I said, you're going to be tested. And, of course, they end up passing, and that's great. But when they lie, you die. I killed 13 women. I killed them bitches. That means they disappeared. That don't mean I physically did anything. But you know what I mean, okay? But anyway, when the aliens come, I have no control over that shit. You fucked up. Okay? So any women listening to me, you better be scared and don't even try it. Witchcraftery don't work on me. It's reflective. Okay, so don't put a spell on me because one of my videos you fucked up. Then you put a spell on me. That's not my problem. I already told you. Okay. I was talking to the devil when I was younger. Okay. You can't use God magic on the devil because this is the devil's world. That doesn't even make no sense. Okay. If you believe God exists, then you might as well believe the devil exists. I don't believe in nothing, and they don't reveal themselves to me in my isolation here. So I don't believe them. They don't exist. Okay, unless they give me some sort of power. And who's giving me the power? The devil. Okay, well, you may call the devil God, okay? Because y'all don't understand the difference between devil and God. Y'all don't understand. They're both the same. if you don't realize it. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say about my magical abilities, magical countries. I don't know how I'm going to title this because I'm a schizo. And I don't got no time to be titled in a certain way. You know, I'll just put down my schizo magic and foreign lands. Okay, yeah. Foreign lands and my schizo magic. Now, I ain't going to put schizo. I'm just going to put magic ability or some shit. But that's the danger about me traveling and shit. Me trying to get shacked up or trapped or some shit like that. When they ain't going to get no money, okay? It's a waste of time. When all I'm trying to look for is like 2, 3 wives. Okay? 2 is mightier than 1. I kept trying to tell my wife, I said that, yo, you know, you can't talk to any guy. You can't have no guys around my daughter. You can't do none of that shit because I'm a psychopath and I'm magical. I don't have to do really much of nothing. You just start passing away. Like one day, she started passing away one day. But really, I didn't want nobody to pass away. It's just her mouth, okay? You know, sometimes people like to change and they want to test it, okay? They want to push the limits. Let them push the limits, you guys. Y'all may not have the abilities that I have, but it's okay, you know? I believe that if you're a good person at heart and you say something and it comes to light, just be patient. I believe karma is a bitch, and it usually is a bitch, okay? Bitch! Okay, ain't no man who's usually, you know, we talk about this so many times, you guys. But other than that, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm going to get my ass out of here and finish waxing my fucking car. As I do one part at a time, hoping it don't rain the next day. As I do my hand job. When I do my wax on my car, right? I do my wax on my car and shit, you know. It looks sparking, spick and span, like it's brand new, inside and out. I ain't breaking everything down and shit, like going under the nitty gritty, because that's the mechanics. I don't trust mechanics on my car. I really don't. And I hope they don't say, oh, something wrong, and then it's not me. Okay, I'm like, I hate that. Don't you hate that? When you send your car to the mechanic, you don't know what they're doing. They should basically have a camera on your car when it enters, and whatever they're doing, you can see it. You can see it. And there's a timestamp. Because, you know, they'll fuck with some shit and they'll loosen some shit, or they didn't tighten some shit. And that will be the problem, because they put their hands in that section. And I can't stand that shit. Right? I can't stand when people mess with a brand new car and then they'll fuck with something. So just for you to come back. It's called fraud. Okay? And they do that sometimes. Certain tactics. But other than that, that's all I wanted to say, you guys. I don't know how the title of this fucking video. But I really do want to get me a Samsung Galaxy 20. Okay? And nobody's made me rich yet. I got a couple pussies who don't really know my personality and shit. And they run away from me and shit. But it's okay. Have a nice day, motherfuckers. I love animals more than human beings, but I don't fuck the animals. And if you have any comments, questions, insults, or Russia, you put it down below. And I can't stand y'all motherfuckers be looking at me like, you need to eat some meat on your bones. I'm like, dude, I could punch through your skull if I want to. You understand that the thinner you are, the longer you live. Okay? You think that's not a fact? Okay, now you're not gonna find too many fat motherfuckers who's gonna live past the age of 50 or 60 years old. Unless their genetics is pretty strong with their heart arteries. Okay, that's another subject. Okay, but if you look at the Chinese and the Japanese, you'll see they outlive Americans by a certain percentage. Yes, it's a sushi. Okay, but other than that, that's all I really wanted to say, you guys. It's also genetics, so don't forget about that. Let me see. Stop talking about me, you guys. I don't mind you talking about you. Somebody said that my mo was like a fucking that's a dare tick on you. I said, yeah, that's funny. I can get it removed, but I don't want to get it removed. It's cute. Somebody said it's cute. I like it. Yeah, you do. But you do you like my personality that go along with it? You do like my personality that goes along? You think I'm looking at your pussy? No, unless you're a virgin. But anyway, other than that, that's all I wanted to say about Philippines and Russians and Brazilian. I'm gonna tell you right now, the more prettier a female is in another country, and you're attractive too as well, the more they're gonna give you the runaround. I've gotten countless women hitting me up telling me my parents died in a car crash and shit, and I'm like, okay, bitch, just tell me you don't live with your parents and tell me you're not a virgin, because if I come over here and you're not a virgin, you're going to die, and there's nothing your country can do about it. You're gonna disappear, and I'm like, I gotta find somebody else to take me back to the airport, and you ain't living with your parents. I do not have time for that. But anyway, so I love you all, but I hate the many of you, and peace.